Well, hello there. This is Robert. There was a question from one of the YouTube users about how to get into Dungeons and Dragons and what I might recommend to use to do that. I started playing Dungeons and Dragons back in the early 1980s. And at that time I was using Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition. And there's been numerous editions since then, and a lot of what they call clones. Games that use almost the identical mechanics, but perhaps have a few little tweaks here and there to make them somewhat different, and there's quite a few choices out there. But I thought I would share with you one thing that's out and available in stores now, and it's called the Starter Set, or many people know it as the Red Box. And a long time ago, back in the 80s, I think, there was a Red Box set that got people started, and this is sort of an updated version to the 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons game. The Castle Ravenloft and Wrath of Ashardalon board games that I've been playing for you are also based on almost identical mechanics as you'll find in here. But this, unlike a board game, gives you basically a lot more options. In the Red Box you get a set of dice, and you don't just use the 20-sided dice, but you use all of these. And you've got a player's book in here. And the interesting thing that this will do is that it takes you through a solo adventure, and you play through this, and it's sort of like a choose your own adventure. You make a choice and it'll tell you to go to number 14 or go back to number 1 based on the things that you choose. And as you go through this adventure, you begin to learn how to play the game and what all the numbers mean and how they work. So this is a pretty good adventure and introduction to how to play the game. And then once you get through that adventure, then you can continue future adventures with some other things here in the box. You've also got a Dungeon Master's book, and I believe this will have additional adventures in here that you can run for your friends and family members, and it may have some more rules information, and yes, how to run combat and how to do different things within the game. So here we have, those of you that are playing the board games will see how this is familiar. These are power cards, and the information here will vary depending upon what your ability scores are or what weapon you might use. And so they're going to work a little differently. These just pop out. You just pull them out as you use them when you're creating your character. And then you also get a set of tokens, and they have faces for your heroes, and then you've also got a lot of monsters here, even some dragons, and on the back you even see they're red, indicating that you are bloodied, which means you are down half of your hit points. And you've got some maps. This is a double-sided map that you can use in the adventure story. And you put your tokens on here to get an idea of where you are. And so this is what comes, as well as a character sheet. You get some blank character sheets that you can use, or you may want to make a copy of, so you can fill in the information. Once again, for those of you familiar with the board games, some of these statistics will look familiar, like hit points and surge value. You know, surge is healing surge value, that kind of thing. But you've also got a lot more information. You've got these different ability scores, and you've got these different skills, and you can do a lot more. It's interesting how you can sort of tell your own story in much greater detail. So that's what comes in the most current edition of Dungeons & Dragons in the Red Box Starter Set. Now, if you're looking for something that is even more simple than this, let me point you in the direction to something I found for free on the internet. First, there's something here called a quick primer for old school gaming, and it sort of talks about the difference in styles between playing Dungeons & Dragons a long time ago and what it's like playing now, with more skills and statistics and more die rolls. That's pretty good to give you an idea of the different play styles. But the game, you can find this for free. It's called Swords and Wizardry White Box. There's actually 3 different versions of this, I think, and 2 of them are free. White Box, and then there's one called, I think, Core. But this is very simple, with an old school feel to it. Dungeons & Dragons. I just simply found this PDF and printed it out and put it in this binder, and it carries you through how to play the game, and you know, you have your level advancement and your hit dice and your attack bonus and what your saving throw is. Remember, saving throw is a lot like in the board games when you have to roll the dice. You have to roll the die and get 10 or higher to stop being poisoned or something. This is like the old school saving throw. And for any of you that may know old school Dungeons & Dragons, if you got poisoned in old school games, that means games, you know, we played back in the 80s, you either made your saving throw and survived, or you failed your saving throw and you died. It was quite harsh. But it's got some different races and different classes, and it's got a bunch of monsters in here. There's not a lot of artwork, so got your spells, and this will show you how to play, teach you how to play. It's quite simple. The information for the monsters is right there, and I think I even found a little expansion set that I added on here to give me some more class options. But this is Swords and Wizardry, and I'll try to find that link and put it in the description of this video. So those are a couple of different options. Remember, this one is free, and if you would like to get into something new and on the market right now, this is available, and you can get started here. So both of these are good options for starting Dungeons & Dragons or getting back into Dungeons & Dragons. If you want to get into the new version, or if you want to give something like you played a long time ago a try again. So I hope this was helpful, And if any of you are interested in actually seeing me play through some of the stuff in this red box, let me know in the comments below. I would certainly be glad to do that, and perhaps even take you through character generation, or take you through this solo adventure, and let you see what some of that is like. And for those of you who've enjoyed the board games I've done, you might enjoy it as well, to see what sort of the next step is from the board game to the role-playing game. So let me know if you're interested in that. I wouldn't mind doing that. Alright, I appreciate you watching, and I hope this was helpful to some of you. And I will continue some filming here with some different projects, so get some more videos up soon. Thanks.